I've missed everybody. I hope y'all are all doing well. And today we're going to learn about two-dimensional into three-dimensional. So taking something from a two-dimensional drawing and creating a three-dimensional object, there's a little process to do so. And the process is, you can start out by making a sketch. Then you're going to draw out the details. And in the details, a lot of times you need measurements and all that. We're not going to get into a real in-depth part of the process, but we're going to create an animal can out of a pop can. So let me get the pop can. So you can get, I know everybody's got pop cans or something that you can create your animal can out of. So first, I want to ask you, what do you think the world would be like if we didn't have three-dimensional objects? What if everything was two-dimensional? So we're going to watch a couple of videos, and I will come back here in a moment. Okay, so what is two-dimensional? There's, if you're drawing a shape on a sheet of paper, or we have this little card that has a bunny rabbit and a flower, are they two-dimensional or are they three-dimensional? So this is a two-dimensional drawing where it's flat on the sheet of paper, and the rabbit and the flowers and everything, they appear flat as well. So it doesn't really have any depth to it. And that's what three-dimensional is. You have the length, width, height, and depth for a three-dimensional object, whereas you just have, the shapes drawn on the sheet of paper, and you're only going with length and width and not anything into depth or volume. So this is considered two-dimensional. So we have a few three-dimensional things. So anything on paper is actually two-dimensional. Right here we have a mug that was made, and it is, what do y'all think this is? Yes, it's three-dimensional. Very good. So this is three-dimensional. It has height, it has the width, it has depth, and it has volume as well. So you can add water to it and have, a volume of water or any kind of liquid. So this is three-dimensional. We have, many times you have say in a magazine or something, a photograph, it's of a three-dimensional object or person or, things out in nature. They're actually three-dimensional, but when it's a photograph, it's two-dimensional because there's really no depth to it. There's perception of depth, but there's really not any depth to it. So that's our quick little lesson on two-dimensional into three-dimensional. So now we're going to start on drawing of your animal can. So first, you're going to take your can and you're going to crunch it however way you want. Sorry, parents, you might not like the sound. Be careful because some of the places get a little, could be a little sharp. So for any little ones out there, be very careful not to cut yourself. All right, so you see the shape of your can. So what you're going to do, you're going to take a sheet of paper. I'm going to just draw it here on the whiteboard. And you're going to take the shape of your can, and you're going to kind of draw what shape it's turned into. All right, so my can, just a really odd shape now. Doesn't really look like a can, because if we were drawing a regular can, we would have, the whole, see, I making a two-dimensional drawing kind of appear three-dimensional with shading and things. So on your can, you're going to have to kind of draw where the top of your can is, so you can make your animal out of it. So this one kind of resembles, let's see, what does this look like? Kind of looks like a little pig to me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw some little ears coming off of it. So this is taking my three-dimensional can, and we're going to make it into a little piggy for my animal can three-dimensional project. So we got our little snout. So here's the tab of the can. So that's going to start my nose. So I can pull the can tab out. So then I have it to have a nose that we can attach material or anything to. So we're going to have little eyes. If you don't have any little beady eyes that you can, the little googly eyes, you can just make some out of, cloth or, pretty much anything. And so you want your animal to have some legs. So let's make us some little legs on here. He's got a little fat ham hock. And if you want him to be able to stand up, you'll need to use something like maybe some popsicle sticks or something of that nature. And it has 4 legs, so we're going to draw the legs in behind. And I want my piggy to have little spots on him. So he's going to be a pink pig with some spots. We got him this going on here. And so that's going to be my little animal piggy. So we want to draw the shapes that's in the can, so we know what we have to kind of work with. So this is going to be my ham hock on the leg. I don't know if you can see it good. See how it's a little bit fatter here. So the ham hock on this side, I might have to build up with some kind of material. But you're going to make a cute little can. If you want to, you'll need to probably paint it first. I'm not going to paint this while you're watching because it'll just take too long. But if you have any sponges like this, or even the sponges that you can clean dishes or wipe things down with, you can add paint to them and dab it on. I will do a little bit of the white paint. I don't have any pink paint to make my little pink pig, but I do have white paint here. Also, you can use the if you have any fingernail polish. That's what I was trying to find. And if you have any fingernail polish, you could use that for paint instead. But this is acrylic paint, so you're going to you have to do a few coats of it. So here's the little bit of the white. You got to dab it on because the metal doesn't really like to hold paint very well. So you can use one of these sponge brushes or a sponge, or you can even use a regular paintbrush. So you can use a regular paintbrush to paint your can. And then you're going to add your different details to your animal. So I want you to get very creative. I want you to really think about the lines that you put into it, the different shapes. Like I have the little spots as different, they're just odd shapes that are being drawn on there. So you want your sketch to look like your final project. So you're going to have your blueprint. That's what, when you're drawing a sketch out, you can even add some measurements to it. That would be a great way for your math skills. So you can add measurements to tell me how big the can ended up being. how thick it is, and you can also explain to me your process of how you know, thought your animal should look, what things came to mind while y'all were designing it. And your blueprint will look something like this, and you can add measurements to it. Whoops. So you can add measurements. So whenever you're doing measurements on a blueprint, now this is just a quick little drawing lines, but you'll want to add little arrows. This is part of a blueprint. And say, well, I don't have a ruler handy, so we'll just guesstimate. So this is probably about it's probably about 4.5 inches. And I would say probably it's still about 2 inches, maybe. I'm not really for sure. So, but you can do your measurements on there. And so that's kind of how a blueprint, if you were drawing a house or a building of some sort, they put actual measurements so that the contractor who is actually building it will know how to finish the three-dimensional design. So there is your lesson on 2D into 3D. I hope y'all have enjoyed. And I can't wait to see your animal cans. Thank you. See you later. Okay, so when thinking about two-dimensional and three-dimensional artwork, we need some words to know, some vocabulary to help you understand a little bit of the different types of art in two-dimensional and three-dimensional. So we have art forms, art media, fresco, relief sculpture, montage, ceramics, mosaic, and mobile. And so if you all could write the definition and make sure it's a definition that's related to art and not just a regular definition. And I look forward to seeing what y'all have to say about two-dimensional and three-dimensional. So here's one of the videos we're going to watch. It's Cans Are Transformed into Amazing Works of Art. I'm all about recycling things, and you all already know this. So this is a really neat way to create art out of old pop cans or the Monster cans that so many of you all love to drink out of. So here is a video. Hang on, I'll get it started back again. Okay, so here we go. Here's a video of a man transforming a can into a work of art. The internet's not real great, so here we go. So that's a little snippet of the video that you all will be watching. So give me a moment, I'll be right back. So now that you've finished watching that video, I want some ideas of what came to your mind about how you could recycle some old, items, cans, cardboard, just different things that you could make art out of instead of just throwing it away. So just tell me your ideas that you got, and maybe we can make that another time. Okay, so finally, we are going to talk about perseverance, because I know in art, a lot of times we have, anxiety towards completing a project, or you think maybe I just can't do that. But when we start a project, we need to persevere through it. And persevere is maintaining an activity even though there's counter influences, opposition, or discouragement. We need to learn to finish things through to the end. So I look forward to seeing your animal can. If you have any frustrations and need help, just contact me, and I'll be happy to help you through the process of your recycle project on your animal can. So have fun. I can't wait to see your animal cans. Talk to you soon. Bye.